Hello, my name is Dar Valance and my presentation today will be on sex determination in genetics. A little bit of background: the topic of sex determination is not a new scientific interest. In ancient Greece, Aristotle had proposed theories that heat played a major role in the determination of an offspring's sex. He believed that if the female's cold trumped the male's heat, then the offspring would be female, or if the reverse happened, where the male's heat trumped the female's cold, then the offspring would be male. On some occasions in nature, this is close to the truth. In some reptilian species, the heat of the nest determines the sex of the offspring. For most animals, however, this is determined chromosomally. Sex determination itself describes the genetic and environmental factors that influence sex differentiation. Genetically, sex is determined at a chromosome level on what are called sex chromosomes, the most evolved form of which are known as a pair of XX or XY chromosomes. During the reproductive cycle, a diploid cell will split into 4 haploid cells. 2 haploid cells from a male and female organism will join together during the reproductive cycle, and this is the moment where gender is genetically determined. Now what I'm going to look at if the sex is determined as male, and how this is that the egg always has an X sex chromosome, and if this is fertilised by sperm with a Y sex chromosome, the genetic sex of the embryo has an XY chromosome, making it male. The sex determining region of the Y chromosome causes the development of male gonads and testes. The testes then secrete masculine hormones which provoke the formation of male genitalia and the male reproductive system. Now if we look at the sex being determined as female, this happens when the X chromosome egg is fertilised by sperm with an X chromosome this time rather than a Y chromosome. So the XX embryo is then female, and since there is no Y chromosome, there's no sex determining region on the Y chromosome. Therefore, there's no masculine influence over the embryo, so the gonads develop into ovaries. Since there's no male hormones being secreted this time around, the formation of the female reproduction system and female genitalia occurs this time rather than the male. Once the sex is determined, that does not only affect the reproductive systems, it also affects other characteristics, and the development of characteristics that allow an individual to be identified as either male or female, apart from them sexual organs, is known as sexual dimorphism, and this is due to gene expression on the different sex chromosomes, and this leads to both metabolic, physical, and sometimes even behavioural differences between the genders. Sometimes the physical difference between the male and female of a species are extremely slight. An example of this is the crested auklet. It's a bird in which the female has a slightly smaller, less curved beak and just a slightly smaller chest than the male, whereas in other species the physical differences are extremely evident. An example of this is the peafowl. The peacock is known for having an extremely vibrant and colourful flume, whereas if you look at the peahen, it's got quite a bland, genuinely a brown flume. That's the end of my presentation, and I'd just like to say thanks for taking the time to listen to it.